Hi everybody, it's Jake from Boatman UK here. I did a video last week just covering the remote on the Boatman Vulcan Basic, and today I'm going to do one on the GPS version. So here's the remote itself. As you can see, the remote and the actual layout is the exact same as the Basic. And what's nice about this being a GPS boat is it's still a nice single-handed remote, easy to handle, and there is a few buttons on there, but they're all quite simple. So what I'm going to go through today is I'm going to go through the button layouts and what each one does and its function, and then afterwards we'll be looking at the top screen here and going through some of the GPS side. So starting from the top, we have a row of 4. On the very right we have hook release, then we have right hopper, middle hopper and left hopper. Hook release is the only button that doesn't actually have a function on this particular model of boat, so you can ignore hook release. Left hopper and right hopper obviously manages the left and the right hopper individually. If you want both to open together, you press the middle hopper button and that will open both. On the row below we have speed and we have forward. Speed will allow you to adjust the actual speed of the boat. So on these particular models of the Vulcan, they have 3 speed settings. You have H for high, M for medium, and L for low. So as you can see, if you press the speed button, it will allow you to cycle through each speed setting. So let's go for high. As you can see, it gets a fair decent pace on. Let's go for medium. Rotate it round. Slows the pace down. And then if we go for the L, it slows it right down. Obviously the low speed setting is good for if you're looking for as long battery life as possible, or if you're using a deeper, for example, if you're towing a deeper and you're trying to get a good read of the lake bed, then you want it as slow as possible. Opposite speed, so you on the right hand side again, you've got forward. Pressing forward will put the boat into auto forward. If you press it once, it will do it for 1 minute. If you press it twice, it will do it for 2 minutes, and 3 times will do 3 minutes. You can only do it up for 3 minutes, so we'll just do that now. And another cool thing is you can adjust the speed on the fly. You can just press speed, and whilst it's in auto forward, it will also change the speed without having to stop. So just bring the boat a bit closer back in again. Okay. Below that we have the toggle stick for controlling the boat, of course, so there's no need to go into great detail of that. And then on the left here we have lamp. It says great/full, so basically if we press it once, the headlights will come on. It's a bit bright out here, so I'm not too sure if you'll see them. And we press it again and that'll turn them off. As standard, the lights are always on the rear of the boat, but if you press and hold the lamp button, like so, that'll then turn the rear lights off as well. And to simply turn them back on, press and hold again, and they've now come back on. To the right of this, we have menu. I'm not going to go into a great detail of the menu button because there's only really one thing in there that you should ever need to worry about. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we press menu, and as you can see, it brings up a lot of confusing things to the extent that even I don't know all these options. So to cycle through the menu, you press menu again. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then there's also another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The thing we need to worry about here is compass calibration. That's the only concern, the only reason why we have to go into the menu. There isn't a button for it on the remote, unfortunately, because there just simply wasn't enough buttons. So compass calibration is in the back door through the menu. So let's just move the boat back a bit, so it's not near this little tree here. And we're going to calibrate the compass. So you see how we're hovering over compass calibration. We're going to press OK, and it's going to calibrate the compass for us. Of course, I know a lot of you already know the compass calibration and what it does, but for those who don't, basically what it does, it spins around in circles, learns the water that you're on, so when you're in auto forward or navigating on GPS, it travels in as straight a line as possible, even with crosswinds, and it just prevents it from sort of veering off in a wrong sort of direction from any sort of crosswind or anything like that. And you're supposed to calibrate the compass anytime you disconnect the batteries or go to a new swim. So let's just go back into the menu. So as you can see, menu again, there's your compass calibration. And to get out of the menu, we simply press and hold. So if you end up going into the menu and you're not too sure how to get back out, press and hold the button and you will be safe. We have left and right there to navigate on the GPS coordinates. So you've got 16 safe spots, but we'll come back to that in a moment. So that's just simply for navigating through that menu there for the GPS. And of course, OK is your select button. So when you're in the menu or when you want to navigate to a spot, you simply press OK. Then on the bottom, we have home point, navigation, return, and save point. Home point is to actually save your home point. So let's bring the boat in here. And to save a home point, let's just do it right here, just in this little margin here. And we're just going to press and hold. Origin set OK. And that basically means that's successfully saved your home point. As you can see just there, H1, so we're 1 foot from our home point. Navigate return, so basically when you're actually going to navigate to your spot, let's say you've got a saved location, you can either hit navigation or you can press OK. It doesn't matter, they both do the same thing. But if you press and hold navigation return, it will return home automatically for you. So if you're saving a spot and you want it to return home, you just press and hold and that will then return home. And of course, lastly, save points. So this is for actually storing your GPS locations. Obviously, you've got these little boxes here, which I'll go into further detail in just a moment, and that's to store one of your 16 saved locations. At the very bottom, you've got your power button, which is just to turn it on and off, which is self-explanatory. So, get the boat back into the shot a bit here. Let's go for a bit more detail on the top on the screen. So, on the top left, you have that is a satellite. The strongest amount of satellites you can get is 12, so currently we're very happy we've got 12 satellites, and normally the GPS won't activate until you've got a strong amount of satellites. Of course, the more satellites you have, the more accurate the GPS is going to be. To the right of that, we've got a signal strength, which is the range of the boat. So obviously on these you have up to 500 meters of range, and that will just confirm how strong the signal strength is from the remote to the boat itself. The P will change as soon as you obviously operate what direction you're going in, so that's just like a direction reference point for your toggle stick. Currently the FT stands for foot. That means you've got your increments or your measurements in foot, which you can change between feet and meters. You have B and R on the right, which are battery displays, B for boat, R for remote. Then just below that we have L and R, which is left and right hopper, and that confirms the current status, whether they're open or closed. Below that, the H, as I mentioned before, is the speed setting, and if we press speed, you'll see that these all change. Another really cool feature you can see just here, just to the left of the speed setting, you can see a boat logo, and that will confirm the direction the boat is facing. So as you can see, full 360 degree, and that's like the compass inside the boat telling you which direction it's facing, which is just cool. Doesn't necessarily perform a feature, it's just cool, to be honest. And then to the left, we have P, N, and H. P is your save position, so if we hover over save position number 1, it'll tell us that that position is 26 feet away. And you'll see that N is currently blank because that's how far away it is from navigating to that specific spot. It doesn't really mean too much because, of course, it will tell you on the P how far away you are from that position anyway, and it'll obviously go down as you approach that spot when you're under navigation. And then H, which is currently green, that means you've got a saved home point, and of course the number next to it tells you how far away you are from that saved home point. Then at the bottom we've got 16 boxes. The purple little box or the purple square confirms the one you're currently hovering over and selected, and these are where you store your locations. So we've already got one saved, let's go and save another. So let's sail this boat out. We won't go too far, so it's still in picture. Let's go just over here for a moment, this will do. So we've got the boat just there, and all we're going to simply do is we're going to hit save point. Are you sure? Yes, we are sure. We want to save that point. So let's just steer the boat back into picture again. There we go, just about. So you can see square number 2 is now saved. That confirms we've got a save location under number 2, and I want it to return home, so I'm going to navigate return, press and hold, and the boat will now return home. Now that the boat's home, obviously let's say we've loaded up our rig, we're ready to send it back out, and we want it to navigate to a new spot, or to our save spot, let's say. So spot number 2, as you can see, we're hovering over it. Let's hit OK. Oh, let's not hit OK, sorry, my apologies. Let's hit navigate. See, even I get it wrong sometimes. So you've got a sub option screen here. You've got L and R, and then a little house. L and R obviously refer to your left and right hopper. We want them both to open, so we're going to hit left hopper, right hopper, and the blue N changes to a red Y. Of course, Y means yes, so we want both left and right hoppers to open. And then currently the house is selected as N, so that's no, we don't want it to return to home, but we do, so we're going to hit home point, and that'll then change it to come back home once it's returned to the, once it's gone to the save point, it's going to return back home on its own. At this point we can hit OK for Navi, and the boat, without me doing anything, will go off to that saved location. And you can see as a reference on the screen how close it is, telling us it's reached that location, it's just opened the hoppers, and any moment it should then return home. I've stupidly done it a bit too close to these trees, so it's going to have a bit of a fumble here. I'm going to have to assist it. Not an ideal scenario, but there you go. And it's just returned back. So I just had to assist it there, obviously, because I'd done it a bit too close to those trees there and it got a bit caught up. But there you have it. That's pretty much it, really. Nice and simple. There's not really too much to discuss further about it. Very similar to our other boats in terms of how the GPS operates, the Actor and the Actor Plus. I'd say it's probably a touch more accurate. And what's nice about this is it navigates to the spots quite quickly. The Actor and Actor Pluses, once they start to get to a spot, it sort of creeps up to them, whereas this doesn't. It just gets straight to the spot and pretty much stops dead on it. The other cool feature, if you don't already know, on these remotes is they're completely waterproof and they float. So if you have an accident, which we all do from time to time, if you drop it in the water, it will float, and it is completely waterproof, and you can continue to use it with no worries. So I think that about covers everything. For those who are intrigued or interested about the remote. Obviously, I haven't gone into too much details of the feature of the boat itself or the GPS, just a quick basic video. So if there's anything else you want to know or anything you want to see, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching.